So, good morning, everybody. Welcome to business meeting August 25th, end of August. Very, very hard to believe. Tell me something good. Who has something good to share? Come on, guys. Don't leave me hanging.
Can you hear me?
I can.
Okay. Well, one good thing is the guy that I think 2 weeks ago I did a listing with him, and remember he thought that it would take him 3 to 6 months.
Mm-hmm.
He called. I talked to him yesterday. Well, I checked up with him Sunday afternoon, and so he called me yesterday to tell me that it won't take him 3 to 6 months. It may take him 1 to 2 months. So I'm gonna keep pushing and see what I can do to help him get him out and try to make it a month or less.
I love that. I love that because typically they're going to just throw a number out there, right? And
Yes.
it's more of a I need to think about it than an actual, hard timeline. So that's where the fortune is in the following up,
Yes.
seeing how you can help, coming from contribution. You're already providing them value,
Yes.
without them even thinking about it like that. Who else has something good to share?
I do.
Awesome. Share.
Yes, I have one listing. I met with her yesterday.
Yay!
Listing agreement. But not only is she a seller for her land in Billingsley, Alabama, but she's also looking for land to move out of a mobile home park in Montgomery.
Yeah, I love
That's
that.
true. I'm also working with it's a buyer referral from Opcity.
Mm-hmm.
She lives in Hattiesburg, Mississippi.
Mm-hmm.
She was pretty much aggravated when I got the call.
Mm-hmm.
She is a big buyer for a particular place on the Lake Martin. As she couldn't get no answers. I finally spoke with the agent of the listing this morning, and she said that she is her company is willing to work with me as a selling agent and be compensated for it. So now I'm waiting to hear back from the buyer to see when she wants to schedule a showing.
I love it. Go, Deanna. I told you all that hard work was going to pay off. Y'all, Deanna has been working her tail off.
Yes.
Farming, lead generating. So I love that so much.
But I do have one question because I spoke with Jimmy Ann as far as how to handle, different agent with another company. She said, make sure you get in writing that they will work with you and compensate you. What is the proper way of doing that? Sending an email, a form, or what?
Email should work. There's no, special. Just make sure that they're not committing verbally, and then it comes down to it.
Right.
And,
Right. Okay.
Oh,
so email is enough, and that's what I'll do after the meeting.
Okay.
Send her an email and touch base with her and get that.
Yeah, you can also put that in an addendum, with the contract, or put it in other provisions in the contract, because you guys are aware if somebody's outside of our MLS, or if you're working outside our MLS, they don't have to pay you. Mm-hmm. So, you want to get that in writing anytime somebody's outside of your board. So
right, they're Lee County.
Right.
But way to go, Deanna. Love it.
Congratulations.
Awesome. Who else has something good to share?
I do.
Yay.
So I just wanted to tag on something we were talking about yesterday with there being a lack of inventory and the multiple offers and those types of things. So I've had a listing for, we'll call it 90 days. The house is shown 23 times. It's not necessarily the price because we've done a price adjustment. It's got a pokey yard. So anyway, yesterday I got 2 offers on it. And so just be patient, work with your sellers, get the feedback, because if it's a hokey yard or something that people don't like, it eventually will sell, because there's the lack of new construction going up now is becoming tight. So the market is just we're going from this to this, and now we're at this.
Mhm. That's exactly right. I love it. Who else? Come on, guys, share. Help us cheer you on.
David, I see you down there smiling, man. I keep seeing you on Facebook. There's got to be something good going on with you.
Just busy, staying active.
Good.
Staying active. Have one under new construction. That's about it for right now.
That's
Hey, that's
awesome.
a good one.
Yes, it is.
Those new
Right.
construction pay good.
Thanks a lot.
All right, guys. So if no one else has anything, we're going to move on. We have been doing Think Bigger, and it says special time 10 o'clock. Sorry, I didn't change that out. To remind you guys who we've had, Jenny Wolick from Tulsa, Oklahoma. We've had Sarah Reynolds from the DC area. We've had Mike Mulder from Atlanta. And we're hoping to wrap up next week in having Karina Loken of the Loken Group. And so I wanted to take a few minutes. We've had top of the top, like you're only going to see these people on stage at family reunion, mega camp podcast. You're typically not going to get to have really a one-on-one conversation or a small group conversation. And we've had some really awesome big thinkers. And so I want to hear what you guys have thought. What are y'all? What nuggets have you taken away? What are you applying to your life? What ahas do you have? Let's just take a few minutes and talk about this series and the guest speakers we've had for the month of August. Who'd like to start?
Okay, I'll start this time. I try to give somebody else a chance. But with Mike Mulder, I love his Think Bigger, because even when he came to us before, he really, he makes you go back to even where you started from. If you had a passion in something that you did before, he took you back there to be able to, how can you help in that way? Took us back to our big why. So he really made me think bigger.
And
in more areas than one.
Yeah. And you know what's cool? So his conversation was around having 10 streams of income. He used his own, situation as what he was doing, and to get us outside of just thinking, okay, we're real estate agents, because we're building businesses. And so what does that look like for each one of us? And each agent at Keller Williams automatically has 2 streams of income. You have your sales business, and then you have profit share. So, if you're working hard at your sales business but not engaged in profit share, you're missing out. But if you're, engaged in profit share and not in your sales business, so that's 2 streams right there. And we have a lot of dual career agents. And so here you're at 3, right? So what are you doing with all of that? How are you structuring it? But what was cool is he talks, we're all taking notes and all that. And then Vicki, we had a guest join our office visiting, looking around, and actually a potential recruit. And her conversation was, I had the mindset of being an agent, and I just wanted to, get more sales. And then I've joined company with Keller Williams, and I started counting. And how many streams of income do you have, Vicki?
I think I have about 5.
So that's huge. That's huge. And just to say that, off the tip of the tongue, it was no presentation, nothing like that, but I've been able to build a big business, and that's what we want for each one of you guys. And so I love that was your takeaway, Vicki.
Mm-hmm.
Anybody else? We've had some phenomenal conversations this month. I trust that you've taken away valuable things from them. I want to hear what you got.
Hey guys, and with like Karina Loken, there's only one person that she just mentioned that's not consistently on stage, not just at family reunion, but masterminds, spring masterminds, mega camp, all those folks that she just rattled off, literally the top of the top. I mean, Karina and Lance Loken, my team felt like it was so crucial that we get out there and pick their brains, that we loaded up our director of operation, and all 3 of us got on a plane and flew out to Texas and just to spend 2 days with him. Literally, we got off the plane, went to the Rockies. I mean, went to the Texas game, and spent all day with him both days, and got on the plane and flew back. So to have somebody like Karina, if we can work it out, to be here, it's huge. And so this the whole COVID-19 thing, I mean, this has been really a blessing. All the our businesses are booming, and it's a horrible situation, but look at the opportunity we've gained. Not having to come to work, having technology that we've been using Zoom for 3 years now. To be able to put this in front of you guys and have this type of people pour into your business is invaluable. So I think that's just, again, kudos to Katie for lining that stuff up.
I just hope, Adam, that, I mean, it's pretty cool people we've had having conversations, but it's only valuable if people are getting something from it.
Right.
I don't want it to be, entertainment, because that's a waste of everybody's time. There's many more dollar productive activities you could be doing. But my hope is that exposing you guys to the tip top cream of the crop. I feel like I'm about to go into a movie quote, but you know what I'm saying? Like the very, very top, that it will help you see beyond your limiting beliefs.
Well,
If Sarah Reynolds can come on and say, I was raised by a pastor, we didn't talk about money, and I'm about to net $2 million this year.
Yeah.
mm-hmm. Well, and guys, hey, I did the same thing. I got in and I set a goal. My wife loves to travel, and I could care less about traveling up until I got in real estate. And when I got in, I thought, you know what, I'm just gonna get my real estate license, and my goal is to sell as many houses as I could. And look at there.
4 years ago this week.
Yeah. And so that guy right there was thinking, hey, I just got a check.
Finally.
4 years ago, that was my first check. So, hey, look, that's me, but that's also you. And I said, hey, look, if I get to this point, I'm going to Vegas. And I had my 40th birthday in Vegas that year, and I started hearing all these people she's talking about. They're all sitting there saying, hey, look, we're doing this, we're doing that. And I'm telling you, you guys have the same opportunity. It's just, what are you going to do with it? And I can tell you, there's several of you guys sitting in front of me that God's got big plans for y'all, and it's through real estate. And I'm already starting to see things. And I tell you, just hearing a couple of you guys talk a few weeks ago, it makes it all worth it. All of it's worth it. So, and look, y'all's story is what helps us spread the KW culture. It helps us spread the opportunity to other people. It helps increase the stream of incomes to you guys. At the same time, building your business. So, it's pretty crazy. So.
Yeah, on a leadership level, Adam, we talk about all the time, and that's been our conversation for a long time, is opportunity, making sure the opportunity is here for those that want to step up and take it. And so opportunity is equal. The outcome is up to each individual, right? But I don't want you guys to get in the mindset of this is the norm. This is very intentional, purposeful, cultivated environment and community and group of like-minded agents. This is not a normal brokerage. No. Everybody doesn't get this. And so if you enjoy it and if you are thriving in it, then, just like we want the best for our clients and sellers, we want the best for our profession. We want the best for our peers. And so if it is something that you are thriving in, which is our hope and our intention, that's our goal, then you'll want to invite others to be a part of this. And, it's not a hokey drink the Kool-Aid thing. It's Adam Beams, our operating principal, 4 years ago last week, had his first closing. His team's going to do $80 million this year. He's in Gary Keller's top 200, owner of a franchise market center in 4 years. That may not be your path or your plan, but this here is saying that the systems and models work if you work them. So,
And
right.
I just want to say, Katie, that's what I love. They're not just telling, you don't hear people telling somebody else's story. They're telling their own story. They're telling where they came from and where they are now. So that's what make it so motivating to me, that it's real. And I don't believe anybody can do anything that I can't do.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, hey, and the opportunity is wide open for anybody, and that's the beautiful thing about it. It doesn't matter who you are, who you folks. I come from Cottondale, Alabama. My mom and daddy didn't have jack. We made just enough money where I didn't qualify for any grants, and I wasn't smart enough for scholarships. So, and I wasn't athletic enough to get a scholarship, so I had to pay for everything. And so, you guys, it doesn't matter. You know, I go over to some of these meetings and everybody's got their bow tie on and they look all, it don't matter. Look, show up, show out, and you're going to get the recognition. I don't care who you are, where it is. But just like this business has brought more opportunity, I mean, you have to be with like-minded folks. And we're here to help you guys think different. I mean, our lease is up in December, and we've been looking at different options and how we can do things different. And you know, I got to think another day, and then I started bouncing some ideas off folks. There's more opportunities that are coming up for another stream of income. So you got to look at things different, and you have to be willing to sit down and counsel with somebody that's a little bit further ahead of you. We're all in this together. So,
Yep. Always be growing, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I've heard from Vicki. What other nuggets have you guys gotten? What have you taken away from this month of Big Thinkers?
Katie, I'll jump in. One of the biggest things I've taken away, and I like to pick the brain of a lot of agents who are up there. And one of the biggest things I've taken away is, especially with Jenny, with Mike, is they all have the same resources, system, tools that we have, and they all kind of started with the same foundation that we have. So it's kind of reassuring to know that they're not doing any magic. It's like we have everything that they have, and the only difference is they have put in the work and the mindset. So,
hey Tiffany,
Pin drop, boom.
Honestly, with that, Command has combined so many systems that you guys actually have a bigger opportunity. Because I mean, when we got our team going, we were working on 4 different platforms. Where Command's really, you could really get by with just it or it plus one thing, and it would do anything that we had 4 systems do it. So the time that it took to go from this system to import over here, to build a spreadsheet, to track this, and you got 3 people working on it. Now it's all housed in one spot. You got a better opportunity. So
that's true.
Looking back on my notes, guys, one thing that Sarah said was, you know, that this crisis and job loss creates as many moves as job creation. What are we in the business of? Helping people move, right? I mean, sometimes literally, right? But moving household and being able, we also had the conversation that those that are maybe in a place where they can't afford their existing housing, having a conversation and helping them and saying, hey guys, it's a seller's market. This is the height that your house is going to sell for right now. I can help you so you're not in crisis mode, right? You're ready to make your next step and you have more options. Don't wait till it's foreclosure and then you're in crisis, you know, in the middle of a crisis. So we have the ability to really come from a deep contribution in helping people. you know, another thing she said is a confused mind will do nothing. So figure out where your center is. Where is your focus? That's where the energy plan comes in, right? Meditate, eat, kiss, laugh, hug, plan and calendar, and lead generate. You're getting your day started and ready, right? So you're in the right place to move forward. You're not letting things that pop up take control. You're in control. It's your calendar. It's your success habits. It's your success. James Shaw said at the beginning of this whole thing on the Pivot Shift Ahead Facebook group, in 90 days, he said this in March, 90 days, you're going to get a check or a bill. What are you going to get? That depends on you. Well, we're way past 90 days now. What have you gotten? Even forbearance now is over, right? So are we working towards getting more paychecks? And are we, you know, taking the opportunity that is in front of us? I think for those of you guys that were on the first mandatory call, I want to thank y'all, because honestly, you guys are the ones that are here in business meeting, and a lot of the things that we said we're reiterating, but it was more so for those that are not necessarily engaged all the time, making sure we're all in alignment on the same page. And it's more difficult than you would think to do with 80 plus people, right? So we got to make sure that everybody understands where we're coming from. But I appreciate you guys, because y'all are the real winners. You're showing up, you're, you know, taking, you know, the training, you're contributing to the market center, you're making us all better. And we're all coming together. We're all learning. And what the market is right now, I think you guys have done a phenomenal job of leaning into the seller's market, learning about the scripts and tactics and strategies. We just don't know what's coming 90 days from now, right? We know what we can assume. And what we can assume is, you know, that knowing that forbearance is, you know, coming to an end, knowing that interest rates are low as they've ever been, knowing that inventory is low as it's ever been, it's like a spring, and it's only going to go down so far. So we need to be prepared, not only for the market of the moment, but in anticipation of what's to come, right? Does anybody else have anything they want to share, just talking about our speakers, thinking bigger? Did anything, you know, stand out to you that we've talked about with our guest speakers for the last month? Okay. All right, so talking about the market. So Keller Williams International has local economists, or not local economists, national economists. And in the national economists, they're actually used to consult the national news channels. Did you guys know that? So when you hear housing market news going on, CNN, XYZ, Bloomberg, a lot of times they're taking advisement from Keller Williams International economists. That's a big deal. So on Bloomberg, this is the economist Ruben Gonzalez. Housing market activity in June was strong, with buyers benefiting from extremely low mortgage rates, and it have continued all the way through July. We already know this, right? CNN Business, right? Agents and consumers have now had ample time to adapt to social distancing practices and virtual tools. So the impact on sales may be less than we saw in April. So he's saying that, you know, April, it hit a real hard dip, and we're anticipating it coming back. But what we know now, we're in August. It hasn't necessarily changed that much. On Inman, keeping workers attached to jobs, current on rent and mortgages, and focusing aid on those who are most likely to spend should continue to be priorities. So that's on how to help at-risk homeowners avoid foreclosure, that coming from contribution. Having those care calls and asking how people are, that's going to put you in the position to provide them with the resources and help that they need, because that's our profession, right? And we come from a place of care. So I want to show you guys, actually, I like this other video. So if you'll bear with me, I'm going to switch screens. Oh, I have to X out of that. That's fine. Well, We'll play this one first. Technology, tell you what. It just does what it wants to do. I'd rather show you guys this video because it's more up to date on the speakers. Something's going on. My heavens. Thank you for your patience. I feel like I need like game show music. Clearly, it does not want to participate today. So we'll just go back to this other one. But check out the cool video I posted in our Facebook group. It's up to date on the speakers and things, and it's going to kind of show you the setup that you can see in the digital experience for Mega Camp. Internet is being very special right now. Who has signed up? So Vicki, you signed up. I've signed up. Adam, Susan, Shacarol has signed up. Shacarol got her t-shirts. She was excited about that. We're gonna be matching Shacarol. It's gonna be phenomenal. I know Taisha signed up. Bernadette signed up.
And Katie, while you doing that, I just want to encourage anybody that has not signed up. Yesterday on my coaching call, if you have not gone to bowl and you came in after bowl had started, Mega Camp would be your second best, most productive event. So until you can get to bowl again, Mega Camp is what you need to be a part of. And I'm telling you, I just feel like if you haven't, it's not too late. And I just want to encourage everybody that has not signed up for Mega Camp to sign up.
Yes. So they did early bird pricing at $109. Typically the tickets are $7.99 unless you're in mastery coaching. And they've gone up $10. So it's $119 for 3 days of full out guest speakers, breakout sessions. And I'm going to show you guys, yesterday they released the system, the platform that it's going to be housed in. And it is so stinking cool. I mean, watch this video and then I'll show you guys the platform. If it'll play.
All right, let's get going.
So there is going to be an agenda. You're going to complete your profile. Well, I'm going to show you the platform now. You're going to be able to connect with agents from around the world and set your agenda based on what you want to see happen inside of the platform. So there's going to be a welcome party the 14th, live programming and networking, and you'll get to tour the virtual exhibit hall. So typically we go out to Austin. It's at the huge convention center. I mean, it's 3 days back to back, and they have it all decorated. You guys, the footage was from Mega Camp last year. So I'm talking 10,000 people all over. The exhibit hall has really cool vendors and some, awesome stuff. It's got some tables and things about Keller Williams technology, Keller Williams, the Keller mortgage, those type of things you'll see happening. And it's like, I think they went for like, remember, back in the day, it was like the World's Fair. So everybody would go to the World's Fair. That's kind of that vibe. Like when you're a kid and you go to the fair or Disney World, you're like, it's amazing. That's how Mega Camp is. And of course, now we're sad that that's not going to be in person. And as Vicki says, nevertheless, this is going to be amazing. Do not miss this for $119. You don't have to pack your bag. You don't have to get out of your pajama pants. Just attend. If you have enjoyed us having the guest speakers, this is going to rock your world. If you want to see what people got going on, what they're doing at an extremely high level, and have the ability to ask questions and network with other people of the same interest, this is for you. So on day one, you'll hear Gary Keller's vision speech. This is his vision for the year to come. This is what's happened in this past year. He'll do top agent interviews, much like the people we've been interviewing this past month. There'll be the Sarah Reynolds, there'll be the Empire Builders, there'll be hundreds of $1 million producers. What are you doing? Why are you with KW? And what are you seeing happen in your world? Guest speakers like Keith Cunningham, and that's what that video inside of our Facebook group that wouldn't cooperate today, he highlights the guest speakers. Day 2, Josh Team, which is the VP, gives his keynote. So his will be more of that coming from a tech perspective. What do we see? What's the roadmap for command? There'll be breakout sessions, and then you get to choose and customize from there. Day 3, Mo Anderson, who is the queen of culture, does her cultural summit, and then you set yourself up for success. So let me show you real quick. Oh, there's the t-shirts. Hey, Shacarol, high five. We're gonna be so cool. Let me show you the platform real quick. Let's see. I don't know why this doesn't want to cooperate. So here's what it looks like. Can you guys see my screen?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I'm gonna try to move you guys down so you can see. It's Facebook-esque for the event. So normally there is an app that you download to accompany you to these events, and it shows your breakout. It shows a map of the convention center. So you're like, oh, I want to go to that breakout, and you have your schedule, and it shows you where to go and at what time to be there and who's speaking. There's resources sometimes. So somebody speaks and they say, hey, I use this kind of pipeline tool. They'll share those resources. So I'm going to go to the dashboard. You log in first and foremost. If you've already registered, go to megacamp2020.com. And it did this to me yesterday.
Yeah, something's going on with it, Katie. They emailed me back and said that they're working on that.
Oh, I was trying to really get ahead of the curve and let me see. Fingers crossed, everybody. No. Okay. So you kind of saw what it looked like. So the feeling is Facebook type. If you're in an event in Facebook, you're chatting with people, you're commenting, you see what's going on, but you can customize the whole experience from that Mega Camp platform. So it's really, 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 really cool. Does anybody have any comments about Mega Camp?
Guys, the one thing about it, I'm going to encourage all of you to attend because it is fantastic and it's going to open your mind to things just like the Think Bigger. You're not going to believe what some of these people are doing. And it's just because they've been exposed to things that, Sarah Reynolds wasn't the biggest 3 years ago, the biggest female team. She is now. It's because she surrounded herself with Karina and, all the other top female agents in KW. And so if you want to grow, this is a great opportunity to grow. One thing that I will challenge you with is you will take down so many different ideas and so many different strategies that it can be overwhelming. I would take one thing and I would implement it and get it running smoothly in your business. Then I would get the next thing and implement it and run it into smooth in your business. So if you go out, I say if you go out there, usually you go out there. If you do this, when you do this, just make sure that you can prioritize what it is you want to do in your business? Where's the biggest gap? And implement that, and then move on to the next thing.
Yes.
So,
yes. Look, take a look before you attend, and you get to see the agenda, right? What is going to be the most helpful for me? Again, we don't want this just entertainment. It's good entertainment. I mean, it's better than HGTV. I'll give you that. And what it's for, though, is to sharpen and develop and build your business. That's the whole thing, what it's about. So moving on, we have a new Keller Williams site that if you've gotten somebody interested in Keller Williams, it's a one-stop shop. And so it's on our Facebook page. It's, I'm trying to think where else it is. It's been shared several times. I'm going to add it to my signature. But it's kw.com/join Keller Williams. And as you can see, it's an example here on the screen of what that looks like. And it's got clickable items. It covers profit share. It covers the training. And so it's a neat resource to have if you're having a conversation with somebody and they're like, what is all of this? They can take a look at that. The One Thing Book Club is currently going on in the Pivot Shift Ahead Facebook group. I know they've had some challenges uploading or connecting through that way, but they've uploaded several of the segments of the One Thing. And so if you're struggling with time management and focusing in your business, check this out. It's something that you don't want to miss, or just read the book. Honestly, it's a really great read. It's a short read. It's not complicated or hard, but it's about taking and focusing on your 20% to get the most results. So, and then Outfront Magazine is it's talking about TikTok for real estate agents, although I don't know, is TikTok even a thing anymore? And then speaking of the Loken group, that's the Loken team there. I can't slide. I don't think I can go back. Yes, I can. Look. Nope. They're 80+ team, #1 team in Keller Williams, and out of Texas. And so hopefully we'll get Karina. She could not make today, but hopefully we'll get her for next week and have a conversation with her and how their business got to be so big. Because everybody doesn't start out as a $80 million producer. And that's why we wanted to highlight, Adam's 4 years ago first closing, because that gives you a glimpse into you apply the systems and models and it works. There's new client communication kits in KW Connect. So just articles and things when you're looking at those touch points. We've been talking about the 36 touch, using these articles for some of those touch points, right? Budget friendly summer projects, how to make a move, how to get yourself organized. I think it has a checklist in there, on, getting your house ready to move, how to conserve energy for your bills and things like that. I mean, we've talked about this over and over and over, but looking at your 36 touch, building your database, it doesn't so much matter what those touch items are. It doesn't have to be, you don't have to put together a whole newsletter that you hand drafted, but just something that makes them think of you, of course, looking professional, looking really good and having that professional brand. And yet it doesn't have to be an article you sit down and take 3 weeks to write on, what are the newest paint trends or how to feng shui your house. That's not what's important. So use and lean on these client communication kits. They've got probably 10 or 12 in there right now. So 12 touches right at your fingertips. Just save the article. And this is about using Nextdoor. As you guys know, our neighborhoods in Command, when you send out a neighborhood notice, it's not MLS bound, it's not zip code, it is from Nextdoor, this app that people belong to, and they really map out the neighborhood. And so it's more neighborhood specific. And so there's ways to, use that to build your community. Somebody was saying in one of our classes, they post in Nextdoor talking about they're doing a client event, or they have resources, or sharing, neighborhood snaps. So if you're doing that, that's a great idea, and it's a great tool to lead generate with. The prize giveaways. This is one thing that Jenny was talking about, was that reverse bold. Adam, does Global do any of the reverse bold type call-in things? Have y'all done any of that yet?
We have in the past. We haven't done it recently. We do we do giveaways and stuff. I mean, one of the guys that we're interviewing, a new marketing director, and I mean, he was talking about stuff, and I was like, that makes no sense, right? But it's, you know, Halloween's just around the corner. You know, he said we're going to have a dress up your pet day, and I'm thinking, well, what's that got to do with anything about real estate?
Doesn't have to.
It doesn't have anything to do with real estate, and that's definitely not my gift, right? But dress up your pet picture, you know, contest, and it's a $500 giveaway, and you get everybody to share it, and everybody enters in, and then guess what? You got to have a name, a phone number, an address, an email. So you just grabbed all those people for $500 that you can go ahead and turn around and market back to them to build out your database. It doesn't take too many of those contests to all of a sudden have a huge increase in your followers.
We the other day, I think we only had, Tiffany, 3 people on the call with Global Homes Group, our mastermind. And we had Britt and Jeremy, actually, Adam, I don't even know if you knew this, talking through kind of what you guys have done for your 36 Touch and brainstorming some things we could do right now. You know, ideas, go back and watch that segment, and go back and watch the Jenny Wolek for our business meeting. She walked through, this is her big cornerstone of her lead generation, is she does these big events and she has sponsors help her. And it's really, people are calling in because they want to enter to win. And you can do it on a small, listen, people love a $10 Starbucks gift card, $25. It doesn't have to be the $500. It's the importance is the interaction. So is it National Chocolate Chip Day and you get Great American Cookie Company a gift card? Are those little things, are you using those little things to lead generate? Because it can really lift up your business and build your database.
Yeah, I mean, like, you know, last week we handed out over 1,000 Chick-fil-A biscuits, and it cost us about $300. And we went to, I think, 8 different schools and set up and was able to hand out and have those touches. And then we had raving reviews from all these teachers, and all the teachers make decent money and buy decent houses. And so you just got to think outside the box and get some, Katie and I talked about this yesterday, having these people that we're sending business to sponsor your stuff to offset the cost. I mean, do the math on $2.50 biscuit times 1,000. It should have cost us $2,500. So, but we had somebody come in there and sponsor, you know, 80% of it. So.
Leveraging your allied resources. It's a win-win. You're both, you know, building businesses, and that's why, you know, you'll hear people go into realtor luncheons and things and doing that. Let's think beyond that, because if you're just thinking in that mindset, who are you lead generating for at a realtor luncheon?
Not a buyer, not a seller.
Are you getting new business? Oh, you're feeding a fellow realtor, and they love it. But let's be smart and work a little bit harder, not even harder, but just think harder, right? You don't have to be the hardest working person, be the hardest thinking person, but just to capture your contacts, build your database. Because Tiffany, how many people do you need in your database to hit your goal next year?
300.
Who else on the call knows the answer to that question? How do you know that, Tiffany Alexander?
The call with Global Homes Group, they pretty much broke everything down to me to make me think, and then we just kind of worked that formula backwards to get that number.
And our lead generation, you know, the 36-12-3, we went through all those tactics, and hey, this is how many METs you need, and this is how many unmets. If you don't know that number, go back and watch some of those segments. That's why we have a YouTube library, and find that out. Because if not, you're not working towards building that up. Because we know your database is your data bank. You make deposits, you make withdrawals, right? So being purposeful around this, and getting creative. I mean, there's so many ways that you can generate leads, but if that's not your focus, then that's not what you're going to be working on. And so that's primarily what we want to highlight is there's a lot of creative ways to have conversations with people and to get leads into your database, right? And so we've heard from a lot of people doing a lot of different things, but you have to have that application, right? So you can do social events, have a lender, have a allied resource say, hey, where's Alia? She was on here earlier. Alia, are you still there? Say, hey, Alia, would you be willing to do a seminar with me and tell people how wonderful 210 home buyer's warranty is? Yeah, right? So any lender, any home warranty person, hey, can we partner together and we'll put something on the books for next Thursday at 6 o'clock and invite people? That gives you some reason to call people. You're providing them with a value. You highlight what's going on in the market. We already know how to do that. And then you have the vendor talk about what services they offer. That's a win-win. And it's a
Guys, hey, when you do that, you're talking about fun. Golly, it is a blast to not make it about business, make it about the people and being able to give back, just to people coming from contribution. They'll make it about the business. You don't have to. But Tiffany, what you were saying a while ago with knowing that, hey, for every 10 people I have in my database, I know that that's going to yield me one deal if I market to them and I'm doing a 36 touch correctly. So we know that's for this year, but if we really want to be on our game, we need to be looking at that 5 year, that 10 year. Where do I want to be in 5 years? What does that look like? Because just like we were able to reverse engineer what you need to be doing on a weekly basis, once we know that your conversion rate, it takes 20 people to call to set 2 appointments to get 1 closing. Once we can reverse engineer that, we can hit any goal you want. And we know that the 5 year plan, typically we underestimate what we can do in 5 years and we overestimate what we can do in 1 year. So if we have that 5 year goal, typically it hits around 3 to 4 years if you're on your game and you're focused. And like my OP told me, you can be anybody you want to be in 5 years. You determine who that is.
Hey, what was y'all's goal to get in the top 200 and meet with Gary Keller?
5 years. We did it in 3 years. So it goes, what I just said is not some made up, concocted script there. It's true, it's factual, and if you focus on your business, you can have anything you want. You just got to determine that so we can get there.
Yep. I want to highlight, we talked about some command things. So there are now, and have actually been, but this is highlighted, how to in command, how to do a smart plan, how to create an opportunity. All of that is in Connect. When you first log in, there's Pivot Shift Ahead, and there's some resources for help in command. There is a question mark inside of your command if you're logged in there where you can go and look. We put on a monthly path to getting paid. We've been doing that for a couple months now as part of our orientation. So if that's, where you kind of are having some questions, look for that on the calendar and, put that on there. Jaleesa's going to start soon how to get started in command. So how to create a contact, how to get that up and going and how to use that. So I just wanted to highlight that resource. We do have a lot of questions about command, and honestly, you guys are troopers. It is technology. It is not ironed out and perfect, and yet it's always changing and developing. And so having that mindset that we have the best technology in real estate, and it is here to help us and create our lives, our business lives a little easier, just understanding that it does have glitches and it does have things, and yet they're always updating and changing and bettering it for us. So just again, a little bit of a limiting belief sometimes around the technology. It has really been great for us as an office. And I think I've seen a lot of you guys utilizing it too and being able to project your income, right? How much income am I set to make, right? What does my sales pipeline look like? And have that in front of you so you don't have to have a whiteboard and Excel sheets and, sticky notes. It's all in one place. And so I hope that you guys are utilizing that. And if you have any questions about it, there's a lot of resources out there in Connect, in our Facebook page, training that we have, Ignite. I was telling everybody it incorporates it in there. So just jump in and use it, and don't be afraid to use it. It is there to make your life easier. So thank you guys for attending. Does anybody have anything they want to add? Just a reminder, the rest of this week. So tomorrow is Wednesday, and at 2:00, Aubrey Bailey is going to teach us and talk to us about how he built a $25 million referral business. So if referrals is an opportunity you'd like to lean into, attend that, 2:00 tomorrow. And then Wednesday night at 6, we do our second round of the all agent meeting. It's going to be 6 to probably 7. The registration email will go out today if you have not already registered. Thursday, we're going to wrap up our breakthrough mastermind. And what we've been focusing on is the 36 touch. Literally, applying that to our business. We had a team that's doing it at a high level. Britt and Jeremy shared with us what they're doing. And so I'm ready to, wrap that up and see what you guys have learned from that. And then Friday is our last session for the all agent meeting at 12. So our goal is that every person in this office, on this roster, understands the opportunity, the resources, our support, and also, of course, our agency, right? So please be sure that you attend these. We're doing 3 at 3 different times for, convenience. Just make sure you don't miss this because it's not coming around again. And I'd hate to call you and say, hey, Vicki, I noticed that we had a all agent meeting and we shared it 72 different ways and reminded everybody and you didn't make it. Is there a reason, right? So I not to pick on Vicki attended it. Just to say, we are looking at the registration and we'll be having conversations. So this is important to us, and we want you guys to attend and to know what's going on. So, all right, does anybody have anything else before we wrap up today? Thank y'all so much. I really appreciate you guys showing up, leaning in. I'm proud of y'all. So thanks for coming, and hopefully next week we'll have Karina. So fingers crossed. Talk to y'all soon.
Have a great day.
Bye-bye.
See you later.